Hey, my name is Shadowsense, and you're watching Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York. We just met with Hope from the last game, who's now the CEO of a big IT company, and she wants us to confront Carter Vanderweyden, her sire, about, I guess the company itself? Because he wants to become the Prince of New York, so he thinks by manipulating social media, all the vampires who are chronically online will think the Camarilla is good. So they might get behind his cause and I don't know, probably kill what's her face? I forgot her name. I'm so bad. I'm so tired. Oh no, something's happening. Thank you for having me, Mr. Vanderweyden. No need, no need. I'll be happy to assist your investigation in whatever way I can, Miss Sawinski. That sickeningly sweet smile in this office, spacious but oppressive. Here's a man who knows how to subtly unnerve people. How does he even realize it? And I'm sure the presence of the esteemed Addison Payne will guarantee I'm totally transparent. Am I right, Addison? Looks like I've interrupted a friendly meeting. In the far corner of the room, I spot glasses of blood and two spittoons, vices and follies of the rich. Are you sure I'm not wasting your time? Not at all. As I'm busy as I might be, I can't say I'm not curious about the findings in the case. Yes, my thoughts exactly. So how are you handling your newfound responsibilities? I'm managing. I'll start by asking the obvious. Where were you the night Douglas Callahan met his, untimely demise? Vanderweyden raises an eyebrow, and then lets out a strange chuckle. Hear that, Addison? I might be suspected of foul play. Exciting, isn't it? Carter, no antics, please. Just answer the question. Of course. Well, I was right here. Just like I told Prince Panhard, that's her name. Also, he reminds me of Gary Busey. As much as I'd love to celebrate my powers, sometimes one has to celebrate the amount of work piling up on their desk. So your alibi is you were right here. Alibi! Yes, I suppose. Can anyone back up your story? Well, I did make a few business-related phone calls as I was working, so there's that. That doesn't really answer my question, does it? He regards me with a stare reserved for a troublesome child. Miss Sawinski, this right here is my private little fortress. A space specifically to make me focus. Don't really let people in to break that focus. Aside from the occasional esteemed guests, such as yourselves, of course, and a few wonderful Mexican women responsible for the cleaning duties. So you don't have an alibi. The look in his eyes screams, why won't you at least pretend to try to get on board with my program, kid? I suppose, but why would that matter? Because I found something that belongs to you on the victim's person. Pardon me? Took the words right out of my mouth. We're not talking a murder weapon or something of that caliber, of course. No, it was a short list of 4 names, unaffiliated kindred, whose services could be useful to anyone interested in toppling the current power balance in NYC. Tamika, Hope, D'Angelo, Agathon. Excuse me, Miss Sawinski, but I'm afraid I don't follow. How is that something that belongs to me? I have it on good authority that it's a short list you've been shopping around to anyone interested here in NYC, be it the Camarilla or the Anarchs. Addison tenses up, and his host is not happy about it. This is just preposterous. I'm calling your bluff right here, miss. No, the bluff is coming right now. Mr. Vanderweyden, if you want to voice concerns about the information I have, how about you voice them to Kaiser, not me? Addison turns to Vanderweyden, clutching his lips and gripping his wheelchair armrests tightly. For a brief moment, the ever-present smile on Vanderweyden's face goes missing, and the expression that replaces it reminds me of a horrifying void. Like a sneak peek as to what's really going on in his soul. He quickly collects himself, but the image is burned into my retinas. To think these sort of unsavory rumors are circulating around me. I should be grateful you let me know. So you're denying it? Of course I'm denying it. Categorically. You can bet your life savings on it. I certainly hope it is nothing more than an unfortunate blunder. A2 Brute? Come on, Addison. We've known each other for years. Yes, and what about it? I will... Sweet Jesus, Addison. I will get back to you in a second. Any more questions, Miss Sawinski? Any of the names on the list sound familiar to you? No, I mean, yes, that is my long estranged child on your list, but it's just another reason why I'm flabbergasted anyone would consider it mine. I see. Well, I hope you understand why I'm considering you a prime suspect now. Yes, and I swear to clear my name as soon as possible. Scout's honor. Any more questions? I'm good for now. Sheriff Al Asmai will probably contact you later. I will get in touch with him myself ASAP. Once again, thank you for your work. He extends his hand toward me, practically forcing me to shake it. Then he puts his hand on my shoulder and to lead me to the door. All too eager to see me off? Out of sheer curiosity, Mr. Vanderweyden, I have one more question. Maybe a bit random. I really didn't need to ask it, but I wanted him to die inside for a moment. Of course, my dear. A slightly strained tone suggests I may have succeeded. You seem like a person who couldn't live outside of NYC. By chance, have you listened to Howard Stern's talk show after the World Trade Center fell? A tad unsure, but once again, carefully controlled chuckle escapes his mouth. Jeez, that is random. But, well... New York, born and raised, just like you said. Of course I did. Your opinion? Same as everyone else? It was the spiritual guidance we needed that day, coming from the unlikeliest of places. A visceral response that verbalized everything we felt. A beautiful moment of unity. Not that I'm into lowbrow jokes about Pamela Anderson and the typical shock value the show tended to offer, but as far as I'm concerned, Howard did an indispensable thing that day. Why are you asking? No particular reason. I thought it might give me some insight into the kind of person you are. Well, that's the kind of person I am. Just your average New Yorker. So it seems. Well then, I'll leave you and Mr. Payne to your plans of conquering the city. Conquering the... Now that's spicy. Addison, I love this girl. She's gotta go far, I'm telling you. She's got that spunk, that glint in her eye. Goodbye, Miss Sawinski. I wish you a pleasant respite and a swift success in your investigation. Good night. Make it a point to bow to Addison's servant, not the man himself. Doubt he even noticed, but at least these invisible displays of rebellion make me feel a little better about myself. Alright, the faster I leave, the better. Julia! Father? How are you holding up? I'm fine. Stumbling around and hoping for a miracle to happen, like always. No better place to ask for a miracle than behind these gates, you know. So I hear. As I pass him the report about Aisling and Agathon, I look around, but Benoit is nowhere to be seen. Feels nice to be able to chat one-on-one for once. Ah, yes, I knew you'd say that. I had errands to run, and I thought it might be for the best if Benoit took care of these. Wasn't in the mood for a childish spat tonight, huh? Something along those lines. Listen, can't you think of something to placate him? Placate him how exactly? Benoit won't accept anything less than me joining a convent. He's like a worried parent. A basic gesture here and there, showing up in church from time to time and pretending to listen would get him off your case. I mean, I've been through this song and dance before, with my own worried parents when I was a teenager. Wandering in the forest until mass was over, not even being able to smoke because they'd pick up the scent. Not the best moment of my life, you know, and a part of the reason I'm distancing myself from them. I don't need the fake energy in my life, and I'm honestly weirded out by you asking me to lie. I'm not asking you to lie, Julia. Let me ask you this way. Are you a spiritual person? I guess I am, kind of. Always was, suddenly being able to see ghosts did not change a thing. I think it's mostly because seeing the world as purely material seemed boring to me somehow. And you know what? I can get behind that. What I can't get behind is believing that the planet alignments and star signs have anything to do with shaping your personality. And I believe that people who refuse to talk to others based on their astrological sign is fucking bonkers. You are and were raised Catholic, so can't you find a way to express that spirituality in our church? I don't see a way right now. And why is that? I sigh. Too many people who think my soul needs to be saved because I live with a woman, for starters. I don't know, there's a lot of reasons. Like the sin of drinking blood every other night, or feeling some primal fear whenever I walk by a clergyman whose faith seems to actually be genuine. That one sounds like an excuse. It's about your relationship with God, not other people. In theory, back in the old country, I've heard my share of homilies that felt like complete condemnations of my kind, and none that would condemn hate toward people like me. And you know, when church-adjacent people try to stir shit around your very existence every few months, some minimal support would be appreciated. Sorry, all you can count on is silent complicity. I get it. I know there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of undeserved hurt going around, but... Listen, I don't even want to talk about it. I fucking hate the tone I use when I talk about it. I sound preacher than those preachers, and my biggest dream is to just not give a shit. But I remember things, like this story about a guy from my hometown, most macho guy around, with a jaw you could sharpen a knife on. He became an actor in Warsaw, very successful, deservedly so. The capital might not be NYC, but it's still a big city, and big cities go to the head of the bumpkins like us. In his case, it resulted in the dream of coming out to his parents. He's surrounded by all these stories of openly queer people, played one even, so he thought he had a chance at making it work. So he goes back to his town, tells everyone he's going to live his truth. His dad, a ruling party adjacent businessman, curses him. His uncle takes him into the bushes and starts to destroy him physically. It's so bad he gets put in the ICU. His face and jaw get ruined for good. Fast forward a year or two, with his career over, the guy is stuck in his parents' rustic house with no other path to follow. He turns to God, who tells him to forgive his kin. Everything is fine again. Angelic choirs sing of divine mercy. The kind-looking priest talks about protecting our families. A man sits in the front row of the church, a disfigured smile on his face. But that story alone didn't drive me away. One time I saw how blissful he was. I could swear he was actually able to hear God whispering to him. He looked like a saint. It fucked me up so bad I left. I feel nauseated now. Maybe I'm still reeling from hearing about Kara and Jess in Montgomery. Now, if we could never talk about it again, that would be great. I know that I tend to sound like a loser who loves to pontificate about shit I can't change, but at least keep trying to change myself, goddammit. I won't offer empty platitudes, but I think I understand what I was meant to understand. I hope I haven't insulted you in any way. Whatever. I learned not to hold people responsible for what the rest of their organization is doing. It would be hard looking in the mirror otherwise. Not that there's much I could see in the mirror right now. I'm just wondering about one thing. There is always a cross on your chest. I like how it goes with my outfit. Is it just a fashionable accessory to you? Something tells me it's probably something more. Not that I would ever admit it to myself, but it's a memento reminding me of a broken promise, that's all. I won't inquire further. Good. Have a good night, Father. I find her sitting in bed, scrolling through Pinterest on her phone. So how are you doing, detective? I fall in the bed, bury my face in the pillows, and scream. That bad, huh? I don't want to tell her about Double Spiral. I still have to figure out how I feel about it. I'm just not cut out for this. Oh, shut up. If you aren't, who is? Sherlock Holmes, Hercule Poirot, Columbo, Mads Mikkelsen's boyfriend from Hannibal, whatever his name was? I don't know, someone who can actually put two and two together. You can't fool me into believing you're incompetent, you dumbass. I've read your articles. Don't pretend you suddenly forgot how to do your job. I haven't, but I've got no evidence, no witnesses, no promising leads. Nothing. I'm just stumbling around, assuming things, talking big. Blech. So you're like, I don't know, Jack Nicholson in Chinatown? And he actually solved his case. And then he wished he never took it up. What was that? Was that supposed to cheer me up? Just saying that the situation you're in sounds an awful lot like Chinatown. Depraved elites, big plans for the city, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and that's depressing. It is what it is. I think you should approach it this way and look for a solution to your problems outside of the box. Not as a mystery, but maybe like a trap to escape? Maybe. I throw myself onto the bed again and lie there for a minute staring at the ceiling. Then, I approach Dakota behind and tug her sleeve to draw her attention. Psst. Hey. Put the phone away. Now? Come on, Jules, we can't do this every night. I've got my own work and I need to worry about anemia. You said so yourself. Besides, I was just looking for inspiration. I rub against her close with my face like a cat. You're impossible. Haven't you noticed what's going on in the news? People are going absolutely insane about this virus, canceling trips and orders, and... Pretty please? I can't, honey. I have to replenish my stash, and besides, I'm worried about overuse. My brain is working a bit too slow, my balance is off, and I was just thinking about how I miss meditation. She's giving me clear signals she just wants an excuse, and even though it would be the responsible thing to do, I know she's insatiable. She's usually the one who takes the initiative. Let's try a final push. I bite her ear and whisper in it. No drugs tonight. Let's do this raw. She throws her hands up in the air. Victory! Jesus, you're greedy these days. Always have been. Haven't you noticed? Aw, yeah, we fucking, let's go. Oh, time for what, night 7, night 8? I've lost track. Oh, you're up early. Yeah, told you, got work to do. I stretch. That's admirable. Reminds me of that one quote you used to always throw around. A lot of people say you can't smoke dope and get drunk when you got kids, and that's not true. You can, but you still gotta get up in the morning. That's being responsible. That's the one. I never understood why it was so hilarious to you. Neither did I. I just accepted the mystery and made it my personal credo. I'm a responsible person. Are you planning to have kids? Not in a million years. By the way, you've got mail. An envelope by the deer. But by the deer? By the door. It's from Kadir. It's from Kador. Inside is a message saying he won't be able to make it tonight, but we'll rendezvous tomorrow to meet D'Angelo. He wants me to lay low until then, and to stay in this apartment if possible. Apparently nobody knows where Tamika is. They only know she's in trouble, and he doesn't want me near it. Oh, right. Because her brother was like the Silver Fang or something. He's they're Gangrel. Unless I saw that they were being pursued by the Second Inquisition, I think. Well, what is it? Looks like I need to hit the town. Next lead. Probably useless, but the investigation continues. It'll be fun to spend some more time together, you know. Dakota, you know this is important to me. I know, but I'd like to know I'm important to you as well. That makes 2 of us. Just a few more days. I'll find the killer, kick his ass, get a promotion. We'll do something we've never done before. Like what? Good question. I'll, think of something. For now, catch up with your work. I need to get going. Fine. Good luck. Stay safe. You know it. This place is weirdly empty tonight. Probably because it's the peak of COVID. Oh well. I'll have the usual. I feel there's a big what are we doing in this relationship talk coming if I don't change my ways. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't already happened, but most of the time Dakota seemed happy enough just listening to the stories of my own life. Even if it's all boring and normal to me, it's exotic and engrossing to her. Guess I have that going. Oh well. I have no idea what to do tonight, so I'll just do the obvious thing and wing it. These vagabond shoes are long and astray right through the very heart of it, or however it went. Time to lose myself in these busy streets and pray that the answers I'm looking for are out there. And if they're not, maybe I'll find some amusement or blood instead. Oh, this lady has a fucking crazy face. No, I don't want to be part of your goddamn interview. Look, can I not be bothered for one goddamn second? You're not listening. I need to resolve this thing with Dakota, as if going around in circles behalf of the court was stressful enough. Maybe a visit. Let's do that one. I want to focus on my relationship with Dakota. Ah, I remember this place. There it is, the distinct vibe of Manhattan's residential area. And the unmistakable scent of casserole enveloping the surroundings in a heavenly aura. The atmosphere of desolation makes it feel more like purgatory, though. There's not a single soul in sight, and... Ah, crap! Looks like I'm not alone. Some guy exerts himself climbing a tree nearby. I instinctively take a step into the shadows to remain outside of his line of sight, but I can barely see anything from where I stand. Better to curb my voyeuristic impulses and keep my head down low. For a good while, all I can hear is heavy panting. Come on, dude, this oak isn't even that tall. Sure looks like it's the first time the guy ever tried climbing a tree. It takes a long time for the mysterious trespasser to steady his breath and carry on. At this distance, I can barely discern his features. He sizes up one of the larger branches. It seems sturdy enough and nearly reaches a narrow window on the second floor. Still, the guy's hesitant. Alright, no biggie, just eyes on the prize. He moves a few steps along the branch, his feet slipping every other step on his way to the window. By some inexplicable fluke, he manages to keep his balance. Once he makes it far enough, the branch slowly bends down under his weight. He kneels down, probably calculating his chances to make it over to the windowsill. My guy, if you pull this off, it will be a legit miracle. I can't help but cheer him on. The trespasser scouts his surroundings one last time, making sure no one can see him. Then he reaches into his pocket, pulls out what looks like a marble, and zeroes in on the window. Okay, here we go. He tosses the marble with the grace of a baseball pitcher. The clink of the glass is subtle, but it provides effective enough to alert whoever lives inside. A few seconds later, the window opens with the creak of a wooden frame, followed by the muffled but undeniably happy voice of the girl inside. Prince? How did you... I told you this is too dangerous. My dad... Oh, fuck him. You can't let him make this choice for us. You know how I feel about you, don't you? I do, but... Just let me in, baby. I promise we'll figure something out. Oh, Alright, just come in quickly. And just like that, Prince throws away all of his doubt and eagerly jumps inside straight into the arms of his forbidden lover. It actually makes me smile. My peeping eye scores another victory. What a story. Heartwarming, nostalgic. It's just too bad it's too cliched to steal from my writing. What, Julia? You don't write anymore. Yeah, but it's not like you could simply stop thinking like a writer. Gotta use that energy elsewhere somehow. But for now, let's just start heading downtown. All of a sudden, the world ends. Everything stops, I'm lost in the darkness, and there's not even a heartbeat to guide me. It's like sleep paralysis, but except it feels as if I suddenly woke from a reality instead of a dream. Instinctively, I react to it the same way I used to react whenever I woke up in the middle of the night, aware but not able to move or speak. I'll just wait for it to pass. But instead of slowly regaining control, I just see a bizarre room emerge from the darkness. Just look at her, flesh refusing its fate. It is. It is not the one you were looking for, is it? He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep is silent before the shears, he did not open his mouth. There is none righteous, not even one who... There is none who understands, there is none who seeks God. All have turned aside together, they have become useless. If anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. Raging waves of the sea foaming up of their own shame, wandering stars for whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Whenever I become one with the darkness, there's this nagging fear that it might be impossible to become the normal me again. Then instead of the shadows returning to normal, I will let my consciousness be dragged somewhere else, somewhere between the worlds. Somewhere like this, wherever this is. This is the first time that fears come true. Are you afraid? It's a bad idea to answer. Don't do it. Yes. Excellent. 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 I think I need to sit in this chair. I think I need to sit in this chair. Jesus fucking Christ. I sit in the chair. Still in the lean years of unworthy joining the rest. However, the path is open, and it's a path of obligation, liability, a debt that will be repaid one day. And when she asks you what brought you here, let your response be the scent of death. Suddenly, I feel my mind beginning to drift away from me. I'm slowly starting to regain control over my thoughts. No, you aren't. Yes, I am. Fine, think whatever you want. I find myself in a dark corner, leaning against a wet, cold brick wall. I think I'm conscious again, back from wherever it was, awake but in an unfamiliar place. Well, let's just hope it's still in New York City. I emerge from the shadows to see where I am. The source of light above my head momentarily blinds me, causing me to instinctively raise my hand. As I do, I hit some sort of garbage bag with my hand. It falls to the floor, letting loose a metallic din. What the fuck? A woman. I feel her hand grabbing my clothes. She brutally drags me closer. With one of my hands already above my head, I raise the other. Easy, peace, I mean you no harm. How long have you been here? I don't know. I've got no idea what I'm doing here, or in general, really. It's like sometimes the forces I control figure out how to control me. What are you, a junkie? No. You're kindred. Yeah. Keep your shit together, damn it. Julia Sawinski, the representative of the La Sombra in New York City. Camarilla? Uh-huh. Camarilla investigator. Well, if you came here to catch me, you're going to be sorry you tried, Miss La Sombra. No. Stop right there. I wasn't ordered to catch anybody. Just investigating Douglas Callahan's death. This surprises her. She loosens her grip slightly. Callahan is dead? Nothing left but a rotten carcass and a musty robe. Well, I'll be damned. I've been off the grid for too long. Is this Tamika? What brought you here? A memory from a different world pops up in my head. Yeah, I think I know the right answer. A scent of death. She lets me go. I rub my eyes and finally get a good look at her face. Yeah! She's gorgeous. And judging by her nomadic clothes and particularly fierce aura, she's probably an outlander. We'll have a talk, you and I. Sure. What's your name? Tamika. Pass me a smoke, will you? If only it could, my heart would skip a beat right now. Tamika. I guess, once again, someone out there led me to the proper path. Yeah, sure. When I pass her a cigarette, I realize I'm standing in something wet. Something that smells tasty. I look at my feet and see a puddle of water mixed with blood. Oh, I get it. Were these guys First Light? High-powered guns and expensive-looking outfits, flashbangs, tasers, all chosen specifically to combat the undead. I recognize that equipment from some horror stories I've heard. First Light, SI, USOCOM, whatever they call themselves, they all bleed out the same, usually before I have the chance to ask them a single question. Government-funded inquisitors. Some claim they're connected to the US government, some claim they're supported by the anti-kindred faction in the Holy See. Some have even wilder theories. You did this all by yourself? Have you seriously seen nothing? Nothing at all? I shake my head. Believe it or not, I have no idea how I got here. It just kind of let the shadows guide me. Is that a La Sombra thing? I've never actually talked to any of you. No idea what you guys can actually do. Still learning the ropes myself. Go with the flow and all that. My embrace was just a few months ago. Huh. So you folks are with the Ivory Tower now? Last I checked, you were with the Sabat. The Camis wouldn't forgive all the trouble you've caused them overnight. Again, I'm practically still a neonate. I just know that there's a lot of bad blood between my clan and the others, and I can expect at least one glare of pure contempt whenever I visit Elysium. Ha! I see. We smoke in silence for a short while. Is there a large SI presence in New York City? The Kindred are classified as a terrorist presence. There's no other American city that was hit harder by terrorism than this one. All secret agencies need symbolic victories. You do the math. And you're still taking these guys on here, of all places? As you can see all around you. Aren't they extremely dangerous? Almost got me for good last year. It took me a few weeks to get back in action. Then why are you doing this? Those motherfuckers have an unfortunate tendency to hurt people I care about. My brothers, my sisters. I see. I don't know how it is in other cities, but here, funny enough, they only seem to target marginalized and radicalized kindred, ones that could theoretically pose a threat to their current order. Meanwhile, the establishment in New York City hasn't really changed over since Calibros stepped down. Quite the opposite. Every SI raid in the city has only strengthened the old paradigm. Almost makes you think that their goal is something other than protecting the citizens from the blank body menace. Tamika throws her cigarette into the puddle, unfinished, and crushes it under her heel. She obviously has difficulty smoking. It's like she's only ever tried it a few times. I assume she saw me carrying a pack and decided to try to calm her nerves after the battle. Or maybe she just wanted an excuse to make our conversation less awkward. Who knows? Alright, so I think before we continue this further, I think this is a good place to end the episode. And also, my throat is getting real sore. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Thank you guys so very much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.